Singer, songwriter, guitarist, and producer Mike McClure was born July 6, 1971 in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Parents Ron and Charlene McClure. He also has a brother, Rick. Mike's dad played guitar, but when Mike saw the 1980 film Honeysuckle Rose starring Willie Nelson, he fell in love with the instrument, and his father took Mike to get his first guitar. He played in high school, took some lessons at Music Unlimited in Shawnee in 1985 and 86. Along with Willie Nelson, Eddie Van Halen was his guitar hero after watching Van Halen play on video. In 1990, he moved to Stillwater, wound up at the Red Dirt music epicenter of The Farm, and formed the Great Divide with J.J. Lester, Scott Lester, and Kelly Green. Subsequently, McClure started getting into songwriters like Guy Clark, Jerry Jeff Walker, and Robert Earl Keen around 1994 and 95. The Great Divide had 7 albums through 2005, 2 of which landed in the top 100 country album charts, 1998's Breaking the Storm and 1999's Revolutions. McClure left the band in 2002 to pursue his solo career, and his first solo album that year, 12 Pieces, was released. Afterwards, he recruited Red Dirt music luminary Tom Skinner on bass and Stillwater drummer Eric Hansen for his band. And in 2004, they released Everything Upside Down by the Mike McClure Band, a harder-edged album that explored the rock side of McClure's musical aesthetic and led to several more solo albums, to include 2020's Looking Up. I'd Rather Have Nothing, written by McClure and originally recorded by the Great Divide, was included on Garth Brooks' 2005 limited box set, The Lost Sessions, and has since sold more than 2 million copies. Fightin' For, written by McClure and Cody Canada, reached number 39 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart when it was recorded by Cross Canadian Ragweed in 2005 on the album Garage. Since then, McClure has produced many albums for artists such as Stoney LaRue, Jason Boland and the Stragglers, the Turnpike Troubadours, and the Dan Quayles. His 2020 album, Looking Up, was produced by he and his wife, Chrislyn Lawrence, at his Blue Hat Studio in Ada, Oklahoma. He's also extremely proud of his daughters, Marley and Mamie, for his outstanding career as a songwriter, singer, touring musician, and producer. In 2022, Mike McClure was inducted into the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame.
And to bring Mike McClure into the Hall of Fame, his good friends John Cooper and Cody Canada.
I gotta be honest, I thought this was an intervention. All right, I've written this thing. I wrote it 4 times, and I tore it up. I'll try not to cry. I'm a wuss, especially when it comes to my friends. So I'm gonna try real hard. But got some things, buddy. This is gonna be a long speech, so buckle up. There's gonna be lots of I and me when I give this speech. But what I really mean is you, Mac. I met a DJ named Dave Dotson when I was 16 years old. I opened up for Toby Keith at a FFA convention, and I was playing country covers and stuff like that. I had a really sweet mullet and some cowboy boots, and Dave come up to me and he said, "What are you doing, man? Is this you?" I said, "I don't know if it's me. I don't know who I am. You know, my folks had just split, and I was a burden to a lot of people that were older than me in Yukon, Oklahoma, so I was looking for a way out." And Dave said, "There's a band called The Great Divide in Stillwater, and they're looking for a 3rd singer." So about 3 months prior to that, I went up to Stillwater and hung out with a buddy of mine, and I went to the Cat Fry and I saw Chris Ledoux play. Well, before Chris Ledoux played, God bless Chris Ledoux, right? And right before Chris played was this band, 3 cowboy hats, and a dude in like it was a picnic looking shirt, looked like a picnic table, right? The schmuck. And the guy in the middle was playing Eddie Van Halen riffs over Milk Cow Blues, Bob Wills. And I thought, am I offended by this? Is this sacrilegious that he's playing this crazy rock and roll over Bob Wills? I didn't know if I liked it or not. I didn't know if I was offended by it. And turns out I loved it. And so I got to audition for The Great Divide. And later in life, I realized I was just auditioning to sing the songs that Mike and Scotty didn't want to sing. I was doing Brown Eyed Girl and Sweet Home Alabama and Muskrat Love and shit like that. But I appreciate the opportunity, guys. So I went on the road with these guys for a couple of months, you know, and I was dipping Copenhagen in the bag and trying not to vomit, trying to be cool. I was 16 years old, you know, and they were showing me these ropes. And that day in their garage, I really felt like I was accepted into something again. Like I've been really trying to just play music for people that wanted to listen. And these four dudes wanted me to sing songs. So I was like, well, this is all right. You know, I think I can probably do this for the rest of my life. Hopefully I get this job. And then Mike called me. I was working at a Western wear store in Oklahoma City. And he called me and he said, I tried, buddy, but you didn't make the cut. But I'm gonna be here, whatever you need. And I said, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I know 3 dudes in Yukon. I wanna get a band going, and I need your help. And he was there. The very, very first gig that we played, he was there, giving us notes. And then he hired me. He asked me to come play every Monday night at the Wormy Dog in Stillwater. And he would, you know, give me $50 from the tip jar, you know, and I got to drink underage, and nobody asked me how old I was until I turned 20 in Stillwater, and then I got busted and couldn't drink for a year in Stillwater. It's another story. But when I realized that this is where I think this is where I want to be. This town, this person, this dude accepted me and brought me, like I was a lost child looking for acceptance. I'm going to get back to my notes. So I had all these friends planning their futures, I had all these people moving on to college, and I had nothing to do until I met Mike, and then he had the confidence in me. And right after the Great Divide signed their record deal, I knew that this was achievable, that I could do exactly what Mike did and what Mike was doing. So I went home, started Ragweed. Mike was at the first gig. We wrote a little bit together, then we wrote a lot together, and he always gave me the confidence to keep getting better. The first song I wasn't that proud of. It's called Carney Man. Might have heard of it. It's the American Pie of our time. Kidding. But I played the very first song I wrote for Mike at the Wormy Dog, and he swung around in that bar stool, the saddle bar stools, and he looked right at me, right in the eyes, and I thought he was gonna give me like, this is awesome, he's a good kid, and he turned around and went, and I thought, who is this guy? All that confidence building, and just went down the tube, you know? But who that guy was my teacher, my mentor, and I'm my music dad. And then he became my producer. I would say Ragweed's producer, but he wasn't. He wasn't the band's producer. He was mine. He taught me how to write a song. He taught me how to deliver the tune. And if it wasn't working, this is my favorite part. I've been dreaming of saying this on this stage to you. My favorite part was if we had a lyric, we had a line in front of another line and it wasn't working, Mike would say, flip it. Say the second one first. And it was like a whole new song, you know? It's like, this guy's a genius. And he is a genius, come on. So I moved to Stillwater, and I met my wife, and now I have a good life. Whew, I'm getting there, hang on. I have 2 awesome kids that are playing music, and you did it. And it's all because of you. All right. This is what I wrote. Today is right on time and not soon enough for this induction. not only me, Mike, but so many Okies wanted to and still want to be you. You inspired me when no one didn't. You taught without knowing that you were teaching. You are Oklahoma, and I'm goddamn proud to be an Okie.
It is hard to get up here without a band and an instrument and just, you know, do this. It's just odd. Anyway, in our scene that started in Stillwater some 50 years ago, some people call it the red dirt scene for some reason, I don't know why. But the song has always been the very most important thing. Without a song to sing, you got nothing. You can be a great singer or player, but you have to have a song. And Stillwater has been blessed with some of the really great songwriters from the earliest days of the scene. And I want to name a few. Hoyt Axton, Steve Ripley, Bob Childers, Tom Skinner, Jimmy LaFay, Greg Jacobs, Randy Keys, Chuck Dunlap. I know, insane, right? These guys, it was a songwriter scene. These guys laid the foundation with their songs for everything that came after them. Childers brought a guy out to the farm in the early 90s that was about to change our scene forever. We didn't realize it, but he was. His songs cut right to the heart of the matter without flinching. His early songs were about love found, love lost, the joys of being young and alive, in a world where everything was new. College songs, great band, great writing. As he developed, the songs took on a more introspective, searching point of view, looking for the meaning of life's mysteries. Through his songwriting, he inspired all of those that he knew at the time, which was all of us, and those that came after him in Stillwater and far beyond Stillwater. I can't imagine where the Stillwater scene would be if Childers hadn't brought him to the farm oh so long ago. And I mean that. Thanks, Bob. I am honored to call him my friend and my musical brother, and it is with great pleasure that I am able to induct into the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame, Mike McClure.
Thank you very much. I've written some things down. I'm just going to read off my paper. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Thank you to the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame for inducting me this year, and for adding my name to the many musicians I consider heroes that have been inducted before me. My musical journey started in Tecumseh, Oklahoma in 1981 when I was 10 years old. I saw the movie Honeysuckle Rose starring Willie Nelson, and I decided that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be Buck Bonham. And one day during that year, my family and I were at the Shawnee Flea Market, and I saw a gut string guitar for sale for $30. I thought it looked just like Willie's, minus the hole. My dad bought it for me, and I started picking out songs. I want to thank my parents, Ron and Charlene McClure, for not only buying me my instruments, but let me have half of the garage so that my friends and I could make god-awful racket in the 80s. Thank you. I want to thank my brother Rick McClure, who fixed my old band vans every time I ran them in the dirt, and that happened a lot. And thank you for turning me on to Neil Young. I love my family. Flash forward to 1992 when I landed in Stillwater, Oklahoma to continue my education. And that's where I met the guys who had formed the Great Divide with me. Scott and JJ, Lester and Kelly Green. My brothers who convinced me that my own songs were good and that we can be a band. And And I wouldn't be standing here today if they hadn't given me that confidence that I needed to try. Thank you, Dad. They believed in me so hard that we had to make it. And making it in the music business is getting to do it for a living. And in fact, The Great Divide is still making it 30 years later, and I love you guys. And thank you, John and Cody, for saying all that earlier. You got me up in my feels. And I too want to thank Bob Childers for inviting me out to the farm in Stillwater. That was my true college. That's where I learned to be a songwriter and a musician. The Red Dirt Rangers, Scott Evans, Brad James, Medicine Show, Disco Donnie, all those many other people inspired me to no end. I wanted to write songs that were as good as what they were doing. And Danny Pierce for making that place magic. I want to thank Cody Canada, just for being Cody Canada, for calling me one day in the year 2000 and asked me if I wanted to produce Cross Canadian Ragweed's 377 record. Yeah, that was an alright one. And then, where was I? Oh, that began my career as a producer, which led to so many great chapters in my life. I got a lot of calls after that record to come out, and that kept me working and showed me that I could do it. And you did that for me, and that was huge. You and Shannon both, and it was amazing to watch y'all rise up and conquer the world like you did. And I'm proud to have been a part of it. I want to tell my daughters tonight, Marley and Mamie McClure, how proud I am of y'all for turning out to be amazing young women thriving in this world. Marley, don't forget that you're an amazing songwriter yourself. Maybe I have no doubt that you'll succeed at whatever you want to do. My smart babies. Y'all go with the flow when the world gets random, and I'm proud to watch it happen. I love y'all so much. I'm not gonna look over there again. And thank you to my friends who have since passed on. I consider mentors and family. Joe Wayne Hardy. I first saw his name on a Steve Earle record and wondered who he was. And he taught me how to record music and be better at it while making me laugh every day. He was a true genius. He'd like that. He would have loved that one person clapped for him. Steve Ripley was also a genius. When I first got to know Steve, I was writing a blog on MySpace, and I posted this picture of Lee Harvey Oswald's teeth from when they exhumed his body in the 80s. And someone made a profile picture with that on it and went by the name Teeth. And they claimed to be a psychobilly two-step band from Dallas, Texas. And Teeth would take my poems and my blogs and rewrite them in this really crazy, beautiful yet ominous way and post them in the comments. And it was intriguing and frightening. And I accused a lot of different friends of being Teeth for about 6 months. I thought John Fulbright was Teeth. He might have been. But I couldn't figure out who it was, and I thought it might be a crazy stalker. And finally Ripley let me know it was him, and we took turns over the years, making each other laugh. He taught me a lot along the way. So hey from Bob from Yonkers. And then there's Tom Skinner, the self-proclaimed world-class layabout. The last thing Tom said to me was, "Boy, we had some good times." Yes, we did. 10 years of running up and down the highway in a van, playing the most random gigs you can imagine. That man could crop dust a back seat. My all-time favorite dude to hang around. Just watching him wander around, looking at things in the gas station made me laugh. Him buying a package of Skinner dried spaghetti while we were on the road because it had his name on it. He put duct tape on everything. So many Tom stories. One of my favorite ones, though, was when we pulled up to a Wendy's drive-thru. Tom leaned over Eric Hansen, told the lady he wanted a fish combo. The lady said that they did not have a fish combo. Tom said, "That's all right. Just give me a fish sandwich, some fries, and a Coke." Eric told the lady, "Just give him a hamburger, he won't know the difference." And then said, "Tom, I'm pretty sure it's more about the fact that they don't have fish than it is that they don't know how to put it into combo form." I love you, Waldo. Three months later, Wendy's added fish to the menu, and Skinner took full credit. I miss hearing Tom playing acoustic in the hotel rooms, in the bathroom singing in the mirror. Those are the best concerts. And thank you, Waldo, for backing me up during those crazy years. You too, Caleb Sheridan, for running the roads with me. I'm glad you're part of the family. I want to thank my wife, Miss Chrislyn Lawrence. You came along and taught me how to find my own light, and that's what love will do for you. You healed up a bunch of broken spaces inside, and you bless anyone that comes around you. And to be the man that you deserve, I had to become a better man, and I'm thankful for that. And thanks to all of y'all for listening to my songs over the years. They've been a form of self-therapy, and I never get tired of someone coming up and telling me that a song of mine meant something to them or helped them through a rough patch. And that exchange is what music's all about. And I've been blessed, lucky, and extremely fortunate to be able to do all these. At 50 years old, I feel like I'm just getting started at the same time. And last year, don't forget to love each other, because the world needs it more than ever now. Thank y'all very much. I'm going to play a couple songs.
Mike McClure, everybody. 2022 inductee into the Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame. He's going to play some songs for you.
Cody loaned me a tuner and the battery died. My great-grandpa was Elmo Lewis from Pink, Oklahoma. Way back when he was a farming man, had watermelons and moonshine, till they hauled him off to the Leavenworth pen. The Jack was his oldest boy. He went off to the big war. He got gunned down out on Peleliu. Got a picture in his uniform, standing next to his mama. The look on her face said she already knew. And they grew up just off Highway 9, and they lived through awful times. They still laughed in photographs as they waited on the Darctic tasks. And when I walked their field, bone and stone, I pull the weeds up that have grown around the names have passed on, and it binds me to my own. It reminds me I'm not alone on this long road winding home. Now Thelma Pauline was my dad's mother. Her dad's name was Carol. He played a mandolin. Got this old black diamond string, it's hanging up on my wall. I'd like to know it once, it belonged to him. There was Lucy and Patsy, there was Bill and Claudine, there was Emma and Mamie, Mamie Irene. And they grew up just off Highway 9, and they lived through awful times. They still laughed in photographs as they waited in their dark to pass. When I walk their fields, bone and stone, I'll pull the weeds up that have grown around the names have passed on, and that binds me to my own. It reminds me that I'm not alone on this long road winding on. And my great grandpa, it's Mr. Elmo Lewis. There you go. I'll invite my wife out here to see one of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this guy. I'm gonna probably not say too much about that, or I won't make it through it, but I'm honored to be up here beside you. I just wanted to comment, he said earlier, so poignantly but simply, the need for love. And this next song we're gonna do came from that very feeling that we really so desperately need more love, not anger or pride or war, but a reckoning of courageous love, especially for the ones that we disagree with. This is called In the Meantime. It's been hard, it's been heavy, been coming down so steady, and it damn near broke the levee right around the timberline. It's alright if I don't belong. Your kind of truth to me just feels wrong. I guess I knew that all along, and I loved you in the meantime. I love you in the meantime, through all those in-between times. And I will pardon you of all your crimes, and you can pardon me for mine. There is one thing I won't do, trade in the peace I found for you. And maybe one day it'll dawn on you, and I'll love you in the meantime. Through all those in-between times, and I will pardon you of all your crimes. You can pardon me for mine. There is one thing I won't do, trade in the peace I found for you. And maybe one day it'll dawn on me, and I'll love you in the meantime. And even if it never dawns on you, well, I'll love you in the meantime.
I got love inside. It don't lay no blame. Hey, I know your wicked ways, 'cause I have been down too. You don't need to point your finger at me, I won't point mine at you. It's the trials, tribulations, all these awkward situations that the living brings. Trying and believing they'll be flying after grieving, but in the end you still gotta earn your own wings. I got a good old soul, it's just got a few dings. I have found judgment does nothing, puts that weight on me. I'd rather walk upon the water than go sinking like a stone into your sea. So I've been trying to lighten up, leave all that behind. And I ain't found nothing worth much more to me, my peace of mind. Yes, it's the trials, tribulations, all these awkward situations that just living brings. It's the trying and believing they'll be flying after grieving. Hell, in the end, you still gotta earn your own wings. I got a good old soul, it's just got a few dings. I got a good old soul, it's just got a few dings. Thank y'all very much. Thank you.
McClure, everybody. 2022 inductee into the Oklahoma Music